I mean, totally, for me at least. I mean, I follow on axe scores, everyone's scores and everything, but I didn't know a whole lot about Kump. I didn't know much going into the tournament. I had heard
he's
that
fairly new. I mean, this is his first year of throwing. I mean, he's several months now, but he doesn't have, 2 or 3 year career of throwing where you see his name on the stat sheet.
Yeah, and that's totally what it is. It's like the skills there, but I just haven't seen him on the records yet.
Yeah.
So I mean, now he's right in there.
Oh man, and
with the 2 wins last night at skills,
huge,
and
the performances in those skills events too.
Unbelievable.
And now what we do have here though is a rematch, because Starling faced Kump just before he had to get through Marcus, and Kump took that one in 4.
Yeah, so this is a big
so
game.
Starling is focused. You can see it in him.
If you want to explain the whole B bracket scenario now.
Right. So good call. In the tournament structure, it's a double elimination tournament. That means you have to lose 2 full matches to be eliminated from the tournament.
Right.
So at this point, Kump is coming in from the A bracket. That means
undefeated.
that he has not lost.
Right.
You got it. Undefeated. And Starling, always in the final, there is 1 undefeated person and 1 person that has had 1 match loss leading up to that time. So they're going to throw a set of 7, best out of 7. If Kump wins,
it's over.
That is the 2nd time that Starling has lost.
Right. So, but if Starling wins, then we start the whole thing over again.
Right.
Because now they each have a loss apiece.
Right.
So once you get to that, that's kind of the thorn in the side of everybody coming out of B bracket is, you made it through the B bracket, you took your loss earlier, maybe at the start of the night you took your loss, and then you work through all these wins, you get back to the finals, and you're playing somebody, and then you win a match, and it's like, okay, let's start over.
Yeah. You win a match against the greatest opponent you faced, and now it's like, I got to do that again.
Yeah.
Well, the design of it is this. If you lose in the B bracket, you're going to play more matches.
Right.
And in a sport of repetition and continuity, where that is the deciding factor that gets the win, repetition is key. And so often actually, the person that comes from that B bracket is hot because they've been playing.
Totally.
And that A bracket person like Kump has only played once in the last
He's been sitting.
hour.
Right? So that's kind of the trick. And I think that's also why we do the double elimination, especially in a case like this. I think
that's why I love the double elimination. I think it's great.
I think this is a perfect example because, like, Kump already beat Starling once. So if they were to come into the final and Starling wins and we didn't have that double elimination, it's like, but we've both beat each other once, so there should be that tiebreaker.
Right. And in that case, it would just mean that Starling was out. And for me, as I mentioned when we were talking, doing some commentary for everyone before, I've always been about that second chance, that Hail Mary toss, that you're never out until you're really out, and you don't win until you really win, right?
Yeah.
Everything from the match format of 15 throws in the league play to best 4 out of 7. We don't want there to be any flukes, and I also want to let everyone can have a chance. In this scenario, we've seen the 3 from Marcus, and he threw that 3, lost that round, but then that round is over, and he gets to start again with that next round. So there's a lot of that throughout the structure of our tournaments in the NATF, and I really love it. I think it creates an opportunity for people to stay involved.
To speak to that also, it gets to a point where you're always beating someone or losing to someone out of consistency, right? It's not that, I won because I had a good day. Like, when it gets to this point, if you won, nobody has any qualms with that.
Yeah, you earned it. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You served your time. You took that win.
And then some.
Yeah.
We're looking at, it's 6:30 right now. We've been doing this for 8 hours today, plus warm up 9 hours. There is no flukes at this point.
No,
you have grinded it out.
These 2 guys deserve to be here.
And it should be that. I've always felt like it should be a grind. You got to be ready. You got to be ready mentally to go get in the ring for 8 hours.
Yeah. If you're going to be the best axe thrower in the room, everybody's going to know it because they've been watching you win all day.
Yeah, totally.
So that's the case, right?
Coin that. That was a beautiful line right there. And as expected, bullseyes out the gate. You notice we don't focus too much on the bullseyes.
No.
They're on the 5th axe, though, right now. And here we go. Clinking of the axes, always signifying an agreement to both go for clutch. Boom.
Starling
there it is. And there it is.
There we go. We're going to Big Axe.
First round of the finals, Choptoberfest Challenge. I expect nothing less with the caliber of people that were here today. And these two are just, I've said monsters a lot, but
what else do you describe
right?
them
I don't
as,
even
right?
know. Like
yeah, Titans.
Titans, monsters, Goliaths, beasts.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What's happening in the lanes right now is just incredible.
And it's kind of funny how for a lot of us, and I'm sure for people that might be watching this for the first time, it looks pretty easy. Yeah. You know, when you're watching it, you're
I've
like,
been
wow.
throwing for 10 years, and these guys make me. I'm looking at these guys, I'm like, why can't I do that?
Yeah. So I think the 5-5-5-5 is like it's pretty hilarious how consistently these guys throw all these bullseyes and all these clutches, and people are watching going, man, it looks so easy for these guys. Man. But come out to an axe throwing venue and give that a shot. Man. If you land a bullseye your first night, I would be very proud of you.
Yeah, yeah. And then, take it to the next level. Land 5 in a row, let alone 15, or, in the case of Stefan's record, 225.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing, like, these guys are going for clutch right now in the Big Axe, and so, we're talking through some side stories. Don't mean to take away from the action, but if you saw the previous match, then they just clinked axes again to say, clutches will continue. We both agree. If you watch that match with Max and Marcus earlier, man, and if you watch these two gentlemen that are throwing now, if you look closely and you're here in the space, you can see there is physical pressure. Their hands are shaking sometimes. Yeah. They are controlling their breathing. Yeah. There is a lot of nerves in this game.
Starling hits it. Yeah, first round goes to Starling. I'm sure he's feeling great about that after the 4-round sweep in the last game.
Absolutely.
He needed that.
He definitely needed that.
Yeah.
Apparently, he also needed a fantastic song change. Nothing like Rick Astley to get the party going. But yeah, you're bang on. Starling needed that round. We got a match on our hands here. There ain't no sweep going on here unless Starling just turns the Jets on and runs away with this first match, which could happen.
That's the other thing. Like, anything could happen, right? Like, I mean, I think in the realm of anything, one of them will win. But beyond that, it's anyone's game here, right?
Look, you missed that clutch by almost an immeasurable amount.
Yeah.
A micrometer. That's a word, right? That's a measurement.
It is. Well, I think a micrometer is a measuring tool, but
we need one.
Let's not get into that.
But you missed that clutch by a millimeter. And the other guy hits it, and the storyline changes, right?
Both good. We're going to Big Axe.
We are both good.
Again.
Oh, wait. No. Yes. Okay, I was just looking at the reaction from the two. I wasn't sure if what Kump was telling Starling was that actually it's not good, but they were having a little dialogue about the fact that they did agree that it was a good clutch. Again, sportsmanship is key. Checking with your opponent always. Never touch or move your axe if it's between 2-point values without checking with your opponent, which you brought up when you were speaking earlier tonight.
And also, if it is questionable and somebody says, hey, I want to device that, and you pull it out early, you're getting that lower point value every time.
Absolutely.
So we've built into the rules that you got to make sure that everybody's good with your throw before you move on.
Yeah, don't move your axe until you've checked. Okay, so they've done the first throw of the Big Axe, which means that all they have to do is break paint. Now they've clinked axes, and clutch is what they're going for. And Starling just low.
By a hair.
Just low. So here we go. Kump has a chance to take this round and tie it up at 1 apiece. And there it is.
Wow. I have to say.
And he dances to the target. He's singing along to Rick Astley
I have been very impressed with Kump's Big Axe game today. I mean, his game in general has been unbelievable.
Entire game, yeah.
But the Big Axe game has really been on point.
There you go. Double bullseye. As we expect. Kump still singing along to Rick Astley. I'm a fan. I had this on tape cassette, in case anybody wants to know how old I am. I had this on cassette.
And I did not.
Back in the day. You certainly did not. Old man Wilson on the microphone here. And the bullseyes continue. I expect the same from Kump here. Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And so we're coming up. Oh.
I don't know. Look at that.
He called a 3,
okay,
but we're going to measure it anyways.
I don't know if you saw the process there, if you're watching, but quick check. Kump, looks over to Starling, and Starling right away says, "We got to measure that. We got to measure that." But we're right beside it, and it looks like
it's real close. Like we're about I know you guys can't see us, but we're just to the right of those targets. And
we're literally on the other side of the fence.
We're about 2 feet away from those targets.
It is
it's
a 5.
Good.
That was a real close one.
Yeah.
And
so key call by Starling to make sure they measure it.
Yeah.
Because Kump was ready to give it a 3. So.
Yeah, he looked over to Starling and they said, "Measure this thing. Let's do this." Kump gets away with one there.
What just happened?
Oh, miscommunication about what throw they were on.
Kump thought he was on the 5th axe.
They did not understand what axe they were on. Starling.
We're
not sure what happened there. Starling lost track of the throw is what I'm thinking happened there. And he threw a bullseye after they clinked axes to signify that they were going up. He's not feeling very good about that. He threw it.
Wow.
He's making sure that everybody understands that was not what he wanted to do. That he lost track of the throw count. But yeah, there you go. You can hear him. He thought it was the 4th axe, and he thought that they were on that particular moment. He didn't realize that the clinking of the axe was to signify going for clutch, and Starling takes that round.
Wow.
I feel like the game score seems a little bit lagged.
Off, but that's okay. We'll get that fixed shortly.
Pretty sure it was 1-1 before we went into that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it should be, I think, 2-1 for Starling.
2-1 for Starling now, I believe. We'll do a definite check soon, but we got a long way to go. We got a lot of time to fix the scores.
We do. We do. Maybe that. There we go. Bullseyes some more.
And
so you can see the camaraderie and the sportsmanship in Starling, like almost feeling guilty for winning that last round in a way where he wasn't able to communicate it the way he might have wanted to. Both going for clutch there, and Kump hits it, and Starling misses. And
so I've just been told that the scorekeeper's got it set at 2-0, but I just had them check in. We'll see if
Kump
it's
definitely.
Yeah, I think Kump took a round. So.
Well, we'll see what happens. The throwers are focused on what they're doing, and they're doing what they got to do.
Yeah.
Bullseyes and clutches.
Just got to keep moving. And here we go with the fix. There we go. 2-2. There we go. That tied at 2.
That's what
that's more like it.
Signal from our man at the control panel. There's a correction coming in, and there it is. 2-2. That's what. There we go. There we go.
We're back on track, and I believe final axe. We're gonna make sure we call those clutches. Yep. Everybody's clear.
Very clear.
We're going for clutch.
Here it is.
Starling with the miss.
And
Kump hits
it.
There we go.
Okay, so
3-2.
We are in the first round of the final right here. Again, if Kump wins this, it is over. So 3-2 in the first set of 7. If Kump wins this round, he is the champion. Starling, as we like to say, needs to win this one.
He does. He really does. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a potential for the first American winner of a tournament in the NATF.
Correct,
so this could be a huge win for Kump and for Philadelphia at large.
Yeah.
So
big win.
They've had some great showings in skills this weekend and in skills at other tournaments, but no American winner of the double elimination tournament thus far.
Point. And Starling just gave Kump the bullseye on that one that was in between the 2-point areas. I don't know if you saw that exchange between them, but as usual, a quick check from Kump to Starling, and he definitely gave him that 5. So final axe, 3-2, Starling steps away from the agreed clutch. He's not going to clink axes because he's not going to agree. Because he needs to win.
He does.
If Kump misses this, there it is.
Wow.
Oh, man. Kump.
Wow.
Is the new challenge, the new champion.
Is he? Or hold on.
Yeah, it's 3. That's 3-2.
Did he?
Oh wait, sorry. Starling has to hit this. My bad. Starling hits it.
Wow.
I was totally wrong. Starling hits that, and away we go.
Wow.
I got ahead of myself for a minute there. My apologies.
We're going to Big X.
Right.
I was confused with that myself.
No, Starling didn't clink axes, stepped away from the clutch to say, I'm going to throw whatever I need to after you throw. Because the rule is the leader throws first. Right. Or the courtesy is that the leader throws first.
And that was the case where I thought perhaps maybe we were down on one side, and that's why somebody was throwing first. But I think it was because it was for the championship. You let the potential champion throw first.
So Kump hit that clutch, and then my mistake. Starling obviously still had his throw.
So here we go.
He threw his clutch, and now we're doing Big Axe clutch.
If Kump
Big Axe clutch, Kump throwing
this
first. If he hits this, then Starling has to match him.
He has just declared that the song sucks.
He's not wrong. Sucks for this moment.
Sucks enough to hit the clutch. So you'll notice the right camera shaking a little just from the excitement of the crowd along the walls.
So Starling has to hit this clutch to stay alive. If he does not, and I'm sure I'm right this time, if he does not hit the clutch on this throw,
it's all over.
Kump is the champion.
So
the first ever U.S. champion. But if Starling hits this, we continue to throw.
Boom! He hits it.
He hits it.
Wow.
Big throw.
Key points right there.
Woo. And now we're gonna go again.
And that's why they're both here.
And we do it again.
That's why they're both here, because when the pressure's on, these are two of very few people that are gonna hit that clutch when a whole room of people are watching you throw it.
And a miss from Kump.
Is low.
Wow. This is
Starling
what we call
has
the window. Window.
As we spoke about before. Here's the window.
Window of opportunity for Starling.
Let's do it again, buddy.
Boom!
He hits it. Wow.
Huge.
What a round. The crowd is going crazy.
Earlier in this round, I thought Kump won.
Yeah.
I was wrong, and now Starling has tied it up.
What a turn of events.
At 3 apiece.
Wow.
3 apiece, and we have a rubber match of the first set of 7.
Yeah.
So if Starling wins this, go ahead.
If Starling wins this, we start all over.
That's right.
So, I mean, personally, I'm a big fan of a B bracket champion. If somebody can win 2 matches in a row, that's some dynasty legend level. So,
but if Kump wins this round, then it truly is over. Starling got away by the skin of his teeth on that last round, is staying in it.
And also, just to speak to this, if Kump does take this round, he will have been undefeated in the entire tournament, which is a pretty unbelievable feat.
Yeah. Okay, final
Here we go. We're going to clutch.
They make eye contact. They agree that they're both going for clutch. Starling hits it. Kump hits it.
We're going to
Big Axe on the rubber match of the first set of 7.
This is fantastic.
Woo! As I spike the microphone with my white trash woo. There we go. Again, with Big Axe, that first throw, it's just about sticking it in the target
that
within
black ring.
That black ring. That's right.
Kump does the same. I find some people on that break and paint.
There we go. The agreement.
We'll try for the bullseye.
Clutch time. They clink axes.
Here we go.
Okay. This is
the
huge.
opportunity.
This is huge. Kump throwing second in Big Axe. He can do it right now.
But
you'll notice he clinked axes, and you can see him having a dialogue with the fans. He could have backtracked and thrown a bullseye here, but he's not. He agreed to go clutch. He's going clutch. He gets it.
Oh! The first American champion. Kump wins it all, and the crowd storms the arena. Unbelievable.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, Kump.
And the whole arena is chanting USA, USA.
Even all the Canadians are chanting USA.
The
right
first
now.
American champion. Amazing to see that win. Wow.
I'm just going to keep clapping.
Yeah, I mean, that unbelievable.
Amazing. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Wow. So definitely our most impressive performer of the weekend, taking 2 of our skills events and the championship undefeated in the double elimination tournament. I just want to remind the people at home that this guy has only been throwing axes since March.
Yeah,
that
right?
is
Like 6 to 8 months?
Unbelievable.
That's crazy, man.
Just crazy.
6 months, something like that. Just amazing. Yeah.
I cannot believe it.
Give it up for Starling. Yeah, there we go. Give it up for Starling.
There's the embrace in the arena.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
What a great tournament.
So.
What a great tournament. Kump. Crazy. Mr. Mike Kump.
I'm still just so shook up. Like, that's what a win.
That final was great. Like that round 6 that confused me.
Yeah.
Thinking that Kump had already won.
Yeah.
Was incredible.
Hold on, he's going to do one of his famous poses here. This is my favorite part. He's so silly, and I love it.
And he's oh yeah, there we go. He did a lot.
Yeah. Last night in front of the photo wall, he was doing all these poses with his trophies, and there it is. He's going to put his leg up on the target board.
There.
I love it. It's amazing.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Attaboy, Kump.
Oh.
Nice work.
Yeah, even from 2 Canadian commentators that came all the way down here for this tournament, I have to say I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, man. That was an incredible performance. What a great story. There comes the trophy.
Wow, what a trophy. That's
Greg
fantastic.
from Choppers coming down with a trophy to present it to Mike.
Wow.
And there we go. Good looking piece of metal right there.
Wow, that's
Let's see what ridiculous poses. There we go.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I think my favorite part of the axe throwing community is the personalities we get in this group. It's just fantastic.
Awesome.
So many funny people, so many friendly people. And
look, you can see, look. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear him there, but he just said, I just threw more big axe clutches today than I've ever thrown in my life.
A fantastic showing.
I've just thrown more big axe clutches today than I've ever thrown in my life, because that was the only way to win.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it, right?
It's amazing.
Man, I still, the energy in this room, even though the game is over, is still so high. Big thanks to Choppers for hosting this. What a beautiful venue. If anyone's around the New Jersey area, please come down to
check out Choppers Hatchet House.
It's a massive, massive venue, lots of space, lots of throwing lanes, and they do a great job. So big thanks to Choppers for hosting this tournament this weekend. I believe we're taking down the clutch board so that Kump can take this home and keep it.
Yeah, the board that was his final throw that won him the tournament. And again, just to revisit a little bit about that clutch logic, I know, having watched this, if you haven't been following axe throwing for long, you could look at it and say, well, they chose to go for clutch and they agreed to both go for clutch on that big axe.
Of course.
And the sportsmanship involved in the agreement when they tip clink axe heads and say, I'm going to go for clutch if you're going to go for clutch. Because they can't throw at the same time, they're throwing one then the other. The spirit of sportsmanship is there, and the feelings of fairness. So, you agree that that's what you're going to do. That's what happened in that last round there. And then Starling missed. And you might think that, Kump could have just decided to renege and throw a bullseye or even a 1 and win.
Yeah.
And
anywhere
someone in the
inside
audience
the black circle
actually commented to that and said, what are you doing? Throw this. And I don't know if you saw, but Kump turned to them and went, I would never do that. We made an agreement, and that's what's happening here.
I think that's the key to the community is the camaraderie here. You don't want to win on a technicality. You want to win the way you played the whole game, right?
But it's also about communicating your intention. We saw a couple of times in this tournament, in these later moments, when that camaraderie of maybe both going for it didn't happen. Starling, for instance, when he was facing absolute elimination, looked and said, I'm not going to commit to the clutch because you're going to throw first, and I need to survive.
Right.
And so
that's when the communication is key, right? When you're not feeling confident in that big, not necessarily that big throw, but if you're just saying, I think I've got a good shot that you're going to miss the clutch and I'll be able to throw a bullseye, as long as you're upfront about that right away, it's all gravy.
But as soon as they clink those axe heads, then they say, we're both going upstairs, then they're both going upstairs. There's no going back on that.
Yeah.
And that's great to see. But I do love that it can go either way, that sometimes, sometimes a player needs to strategize and say, I'm facing elimination right now.
Yeah.
I can't commit to what you're going to do. And as the person in the lead, they got to own that throw.
Also, especially as somebody coming out of the B bracket, you need all the help you can get when you're throwing those axes at the end, right? If you can say, no, I'm going to hang back, I'm going to throw the 5 if you don't hit that clutch, and they go for it anyways, that's the kind of moments you need, right? Or
it's incredibly uncommon, but you're right. Kump stepped up and went, well, I hear what you're saying. And Kump at that time could have said, well, then I'll go for a bullseye.
I'll go for a bullseye.
But then he's putting the odds into the Starling's favor, so Starling has the opportunity to hit that clutch.
Yeah.
And the competition is just so good that the clutch now is more common than it ever has been.
And I think what we were talking about earlier with the NATCs, that's the exact same thing that happened with Strawn, right? He had the opportunity where he could have just gone, no, I'll stay.
Yep.
But he stepped up, he threw that clutch.
Yep.
That's the way you win,
and
right?
Aaron put him in a strategic place where he said, you're going first. I am not going to agree to what you're doing because it's the finals and it's the very last throw. And they, too, were in a rubber match of the best of 7.
Yeah.
But they were in the second whole set of 7, so it was literally the last
throw of the night.
And Strawn stepped up and said, okay, I get it. I could throw a bullseye and then put it on you to try and hit that clutch.
Right.
But the clutch is so well attacked now.
And also, at that point in the tournament, if he says, hey, it's your call, do whatever you're going to do, if you throw that bullseye, he can still go for clutch and take the whole thing.
That's right. So, and that's where the odds have changed.
Right.
Yeah.
So in a case like that, that's where you really need to have your confidence, stick to your guns. If you're going up and you're thinking we're going to throw a clutch and they go, hey, maybe I'll throw a bullseye.
Okay.
Hit it out anyways.
We're done. Doing a little presentation of the awards, so we're going to sneak away for a second.
Thanks, guys.
In case anybody's still here, thanks so much for listening.
Thank you so much.
Tuning in. Check out Choppers, NATF. Axe throwing is alive and well.
Thanks, guys.